like after every game, we'd go to like where all the fans are, and like people you've never met want to take pictures of you, and like want you to sign their autograph.
Can you imagine?
So like that side of things, I'd say it was Europe. Like you'd never get that in like Bath, like Brit. That's like I always encourage guys, like even if it's for 1 year, like go out and play in Europe and like experience that like the professional side of things. Like that like all the hard work was worth it.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the X's and O's podcast. You know, I'm starting to think that we need a new intro, you know. This is intros.
Wait. Yeah, I bet digga D, yes sir.
Yeah, in the building today, to my left, we have the biggest boss. You know, Emeka cut his hair like 3 weeks ago, and it's already going back. Cause, Brother, how are you, bro?
You know my style, my G. Got two legends in the room.
Two legends. Man said Garden City.
You know what
Garden City.
You know what
Man said Dresden Monarchs. What, number 24? Dresden Monarchs.
That's up too much.
No, man, too much.
Come on. We've got Glenn and Aaron, of course.
Yo, he's saying.
How are you, my guys?
People?
I'm great. I'm good. Happy to be here.
That's good, man. That's
Literally.
good. Question for you. You know me. If I introduce a podcast, yeah, you know it's always going to be controversial.
I love it, man. Bring it.
So my question to you is, yeah, everyone knows my stance, and it's fuck Baffa. What's your stance? Both of you.
I go first because I feel like I'll be a bit more. I'll be less extreme as Aaron.
This is my pod today. You can talk. Hey, listen, all right. Quick disclaimer, yeah. There's going to be swearing and there's going to be opinions. Everyone's opinions are their own until they've agreed with someone else's. And the swearing, grow up. Glenn.
So I'm a bit like fuck Baffa, but then like I feel like there's individuals within Baffa who are like doing the most that they can in what they have. So like there are guys like Wayne Hill, guys on like the Bafco board who are doing like the most of what they can, with like the best interest for Baffa. But like Baffa as a whole in general, yeah, I'd probably be on the side of like fuck Baffa, just because like having experience playing in other countries, there's so many simple things that I feel like they're not doing.
Which are?
Just things of like how the league is run. Like I mentioned it recently, another podcast, that like stuff like when teams register, like with the league, they get instant access to huddle. Stuff like making sure that like film is submitted. That teams have to like submit film. Stuff like league insurance is on point. Stuff like the presence of the league within like the country is on point. So stuff like from like sponsorships to stuff like presence in like schools or like just promotion like in general. Like people, like whenever I say like tell random people that play American football, they're like, oh, we do that here.
Yeah.
And it's like like you can play American football here, but like I feel like that's kind of down to the league itself. Like the presence of American football isn't here, and I feel like the league has in the past done like a bad job. Like maybe like, you know, it's still kind of new. Like we have like a new president, and like he's like meant to be releasing like a 10-year plan. So maybe he has like a really good plan in mind. But I feel like the league in general has like done like such a bad job in terms of like growing the sport and, you know, making the experience of like being an amateur sport worthwhile.
Like for example, has anybody from the league ever reached out to you and said, "All right, Glenn, or Aaron, you guys have been across the pond. You know, you've gone and seen what these other leagues are like. Why not hold a seminar or something, or hold, I don't know, a showcase to say, okay, this is what the leagues are like. Okay, for the young players coming up, this is what you should do, or these are the things that you're going to experience." Because we, in our group, we always talk about, for example, about no one ever taught us about credit.
Yeah.
So you guys have experienced the highs and the lows of trying to make it outside of the UK.
Yeah.
And no one's ever reached out to you say, come and hold a seminar. Or
not even just hold a seminar. Just what is happening outside that we can implement.
That's right.
This.
There have been like a few individuals who have like approached me in terms of like the strength and like conditioning side of things, and like that was cool. But like Baffa itself, like no, I had never been like asked what it's like.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you even know who the CEO of Baffa is?
I know it's Peter something.
Do you know the CEO of Baffa?
No, I didn't even know that he had a 10-year plan.
I just saw on Facebook the other day.
I just don't follow it too much.
Okay. Do you not know because you don't follow it, or because it hasn't been made aware to you?
It hasn't been made aware to me in any way. Like, the only time I had paid attention to Baffa in the past year was because of GB students. And other than that, no, not really, because I haven't really needed to. Well, I felt that I haven't needed to. And like growing up, like playing ball, I just cared about Blitz. So I was like, yeah, Baffa, cool. I pay my subs. That's the only time I need to worry about Baffa. And then but you know, like going back to what you said, you asked Glenn just now. I mean, asked us about going over the pond and then explaining and helping the younger people or helping other people our age in the team and like all over Baffa. Like, no one's really come up to me and asked me. No one's spoken about it. Like, me and Eddie, we lived together and we've always sat down and spoken. Like, we always speak together about, like, we have a lot of knowledge to give to older players as well. Right, and like, we could really help this thing go, but they don't even do it. Because look, Coach Neo was there, you know what I'm saying, and he played at a good level and he's not there anymore, you know what I'm saying. So if they don't even respect that, then they're not going to respect us. They're not going to respect us. And also, I don't think they don't feel like they're going to gain anything from us. Like, them personally, they're not going to financially gain anything from us. So they're not going to do it, which is a bit mad.
My problem is, for me personally, and I want to know your thoughts on this, yours as well, Emeka. I think Baffa have, through reputation, got to a point where unless they do something miraculous, and I'm talking, it's going to have to be like some Jesus miracle, they've got to the point where no one can trust them anymore. Do you guys feel the same?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's a thing where I never really needed them. Like, I have needed them, obviously, I can't say that. But I haven't really needed their trust. I didn't need to have faith in them in order for me to get success. And like, all the success that I gain and all my boys gain haven't been through what Baffa have helped us with. You know what I'm saying? Baffa have like not really done too much, like in the sense of fund teams and help them with their travel expenses and help them with minute things like that. Like, I was watching the podcast of Coach XL, Kojo, and he was talking about there's guys out there that are from places where a lot of these guys would not leave their office and come see. Like, I love where I'm from, you know what I'm saying? Like Mike, my boy Mike, I love where he's from as well, kind of, you know what I'm saying? But them man wouldn't step out of where their offices and come spend a few days and live the life of us. And we're bigger ballers than them, their brothers, their sisters, their children, all of that. And they would never come to Brixton Hill on a Sunday morning, wake up, you know what I'm saying, cook porridge, have to cook porridge the day before so you're not late, and then get to Finsbury Park on time so you can help coach the youngers and then train yourself, and then sometimes on a Wednesday or on a Sunday, sometimes train with the seniors. They couldn't live that life. And I think that's another thing, like, that's why I've never really felt that I needed them. I just need my family and my boys, and then from there, and good connections.
So you saying that, do you reckon that the state of British American football would be better without the governing body?
I mean, that one there is a difficult one because, you see, I don't think NFL Academy are going to really use Baffa.
I don't think they're related.
They're not. So no. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you got play teams like NFL Academy that are going to be able to compete with high schools in America, like, you don't really need Baffa. And that, look at like Filton. Like, if Filton did it without Baffa, like, Filton are heavily involved with Baffa. Like, they're Baffa's like baby. Academy. They're Baffa's baby. You know what I'm saying? And I genuinely feel that NFL Academy would destroy Filton just because the hunger. Like, you can see it. Like, it's boys that feel like they've been neglected from the rest of American football. And they're just like, right, we're in London now, grinding hard with good coaches. Let's go get it. I don't think we really do need Baffa. But at the same time, we do need a governing body, because there's no sport in this country and in the world that doesn't have a governing body. So, it's hard, man.
My next question would be, given the fact that you've both played in Europe,
I haven't played.
Sorry, obviously, Glenn, you played in Europe. Aaron, you played in stateside. I know you've come back to play for Blitz after that, but with your progression now, Glenn, as well, would you guys ever come back to play for like British American football?
I'd play 1 year, like a comeback year after retiring, if like my boys that I played with, like when I was at Blitz, came back too. But that would be more just for like the fun side of things. Like I'd rather coach and like help like the younger lot like get better at an early age, so that, like they can go further and like go further than I did and like be in a better position to like compete with like guys like in high school and go to college and like go to like the NFL. So like I'd rather coach, but if there was 1 year to play and like guys like Bish, guys like Janelle, Jeff, Michael Akinlade were to be like, yeah, we're gonna come back, I'd be like, yeah, I bet I'm gonna come back for 1 year.
How about yourself?
Me, last year I think was probably my last year playing for like a club team over here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe next year, depending on like the virus and everything, maybe I might have to play over here in order to get tape. But obviously, Brum, UOB, like Uniball, I love Uniball, I'm not gonna lie. I go to games and whatever, and I like there's athletes there that want to play, and there's people there that I've seen people that were in their uni before that have gone to Europe. So they're like, oh, like we can actually go to Europe, we can go to these combines, we can actually do well. So the level of Uniball is better than the level of the club level, of the Premier and all that. Yeah. So that's why I'm saying that I'll continue playing for my uni until I graduate, and then I can go to Europe or go to the CFO hopefully, and do that, because listen, man, this thing over here is not right. It's not right. Like,
I feel like, just adding on what to Aaron's stuff, I feel like the issue is that like a lot of people feel like they don't need BAFA, or like they're gonna just skip that in general. So like I feel like with other like teams, like if you're a domestic player playing in Germany, the GFO is the closest that you'll get to like playing professional ball if you don't aspire to like go any further. So like they have that to offer to you. They have like that structure to offer. If you're a Finnish guy playing in the Maple League, and you know you don't want to like take football's not your life, football's not like your priority, you still have access to play like at a high level in front of like loads of fans. Whereas like here, I feel like BAFA have like created this like thing where like
just for fun.
Yeah, for fun. So like for guys, it's like, oh, I don't really want to play BAFA unless I have to. It's like I'd rather just go straight to college or go straight to Europe. Like BAFA doesn't have anything to offer me. I feel like that's the issue that we have at the moment. That BAFA hasn't like, they can't say, okay, yeah, like if you play like for like a team here, you have access to fans or like a level of like professionalism that like you won't get anywhere else. So like the younger guys, for them, it'll be like, I feel like it'll get to a case where like the younger guys won't even play like senior ball. Or just be straight to like
uni, then GFO,
uni and GFO, or even like straight to like the academy or Filton, and then professionally like younger guys won't be playing because like BAFA hasn't really created something that like encourages guys to like go and play for like their local club or whatever.
Because G, Solanke and America Bronze Bomber always talk about this explosion event. And if we're looking at like events in American football, in the American football calendar, I'm going to say that that's as close as you get to an American football game in America.
Yeah.
Explosion is the best thing since sliced bread. Yeah. I have never been to, and I played this sport for 12 years. I have never experienced anything like I did in Birmingham.
For real, like go on, Karen.
Aaron took us, was amazing. He took us around with Eddie, and just the whole day. I mean, we were in the rain from what, 9 from when we got there, maybe around 11. It rained and I'm telling you, I've never been so soaked, but I didn't even care.
You know, the thing is as well, it's so good that you said that, man, because I was like, it's on one of my notes as well, just to bring up, like, sorry, Explosion, like, believe it or not, it's not even funded by the uni or BAFA.
Mad.
You know what I'm saying? So our boy Tom Henley, big up Tom Henley and all the other board members on UOB, them guys come together with all the other sponsors and they fund it. They help fund it. They get like bring it all together, type of thing. So BAFA could potentially get a lot of clout for something that they're not involved in. And if BAFA decided to, let's just see what these guys are doing. Let's just help them out and everything, instead of just giving us a schedule saying like, this is when you're gonna play Hearts, what's it called, UE, and then we have to then figure out. They should announce it to the whole league and say, well, Hearts versus UAB at UAB, explosion, and then we could go to a stadium nearby, and there could be a lot of people there. And when I went to go see Eddie play in the finals, for Karlstad, like he was telling me, oh yeah, bro, like I got you tickets. I mean, the coach got you tickets, this and the other. But it's only 50 people allowed on our team and 50 on their team. I was like, right, what, 100 people going to be there? And like, if you look at it from our perspective, that's a lot. But over there, it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? So, like, and that was because of a pandemic. And like, yeah, I just don't feel that like they want to do it. I feel like people that are working on the board, some people on the board, like they're really just saying it just for the sake of saying, oh yeah, I'm on the board for American football. People like Wayne Hill, he's broken his back. He's done everything. Like the hill that all them thousands of people are standing on is called Wayne's Hill. You know what I'm saying? Like we pay homage to that guy because he's done, obviously growing up at Blitz, we didn't really like Brum and this and the other, but like he's done his thing for Baffa and like he could potentially open up his own board and that could take off, you know what I'm saying? But
and then that's why I said like I feel like there are individuals within Baffa, guys like Wayne Hill who are like doing like great things, but like just Baffa as a whole, I feel like it's trash. But there are individuals who are like Wayne Hill who are like doing like bits and stuff like that. So big props out to them.
So let's talk about experiences. Yeah. Would you say your greatest experiences have come from when you're away from playing British American football, or when you are playing in British American football? And if they have come from being away from British American football, do you feel like playing British American football has helped you to get there or not? Obviously with film and stuff, of course.
Yeah. The most it's difficult because like I feel like when I was playing here, life was much simpler because it was just like playing ball with my boys and like most of like my close friends, like the close people that I've met, guys like Aaron, guys like in my group chat, like they played in Brit ball, and it's like I'm thankful for that. But like in terms of like football, like game day experience, practice, it'd have to be in Europe. Like a lot of stuff like at Dresden, like we have like 3 camera views in practice. We'd have like sideline, tight, and have a drone at every practice.
Man said a drone.
Yeah, and like just stuff like that, like just makes everything feel like a lot more professional. Just makes like learning the game much easier for you. We'd have like drinks and food at practice. It's like I don't know who it was, but like they'd cut up like loads of bits of like pineapples and grapes, and like between plays and stuff like that, you could just go and grab those. Stuff like game day, stuff like after every game, we'd go to like where all the fans are. And like people you've never met want to take pictures of you and like want you to sign their autograph.
Can you imagine?
It's like that side of things. I'd say it was Europe. Like you'd never get that in like Brit ball. That's like I always encourage guys, like even if it's for 1 year, like go out and play in Europe and like experience that like the professional side of things. Like you know that like all the hard work was worth it. Or like people like they might not see the hard work, but they see you, and I feel like that's something that like. That other leagues like offer, like you like especially for the guys who like are playing for fun. It's like you have like a responsibility because like it's for fun, but like these thousands of fans are coming to see you play. So it's not just okay, I can't be bothered to work out today, I can't be bothered, so I won't. But it's a case of like like these people like me, these people want me to sign an autograph. Even like for the domestic players, like they have fans, like guys who come out to see them, family, people who they don't know. I feel like Baffa didn't really offer that. So like. Yeah,
I just have to say, I mean, not on the recent Baffa, but the previous Baffa, from my hand on my heart, shame on you. The fact that these 2 athletes left this country and they didn't feel like ambassadors of the sport, shame on you, previous Baffa. Now, I want to challenge the new Baffa and Pete to make those athletes who might not get the chance to play in the NFL Academy, might not get the chance to play in Filton, but have talent. You need to invest in these guys. You need to meet with the necessary people to ensure that this doesn't get replicated. That players like Glenn and Aaron don't feel like they're on an island because they have a whole bloody country behind them. Okay?
No, 100%.
That's the fact. The community is 19,000 strong.
Like, bruv, from grassroots level,
And it's probably more than that.
and growing.
It's probably more than that. These guys left the country and are ambassadors for the sport that we play in this country. And there was no GoFundMe, no crowdfunding established. There was no support for these guys. Yes, the onus might not be on us to support them. But there's some people out there who can support them, but didn't know that they left.
Yeah, no.
And nobody approached you and said, okay, this is your situation. This is how we're going to support you. You're representing our country, yeah, and still representing our country, and nobody's approached you. So I challenge the new BAFA, because I can't blame the new BAFA, but the previous BAFA, as I reiterate, shame on you.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like Glenn was saying, like the best experiences, like I'm not gonna lie, playing under 19s was like high school football, and I always got told that, like, when you leave under 19s, just even if you were a scrub or whatever, those are gonna be some of the best times, because like high school. So you come from college or secondary, go DSA, I'll be with these man, you know what I'm saying? Like we'll tease them and they'll like beat us up kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like older brother type of thing. And then you go train with your boys, and then they train together, and then we all link up afterwards and walk down to the station, and we're all talking, and like you learn things from the elders. The elders might learn things from us kind of thing, you know what I'm saying? Right, and we're all training together. And I love that, and especially at DSA and Blitz. And then like when I went to Mexico, that was a reality check. Coming from like a shock, coming from playing like every other Sunday and against teams, and you're only getting like a couple of like family members and a few friends and like a dog, you know what I'm saying? To going out there, and I don't know how many thousands of people there was, but like it was being televised, it was being advertised. We had to move from a hotel because like people found out where we were. You know what I'm saying? So we had to leave, we had to go to another hotel, and also that hotel wasn't that nice. When we went there, we went out, we had to be with security. One, because obviously we're foreign and people gonna do things, and two, because people really wanted to take pictures with us and get our autographs. And I was like 18, 19, and I was gassed.
But you felt like a celebrity.
I felt like a celebrity. Like it came up in my memories because it was this time 3 years ago, I think, or 2 years ago. And I'm seeing the police outside trying to take the school kids away because the school kids weren't able to go to the game the next day or whatever, so they wanted to see us. So they're all taking pictures of, and you know when you go to a different country, then they see like black people and everything, and like they want to take pictures, and plus we're ballers, like, well, some of us were ballers, you know what I'm saying? Like they wanted to take pictures of us, sign autographs and everything, and like that could be done over here, you know what I'm saying? We don't really need all that clout. All that clout is good and everything, but at least like have people want to watch this sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, if it's like a boy growing up or a girl growing up, and you got no brother and sister, no family, no friends around you, you're gonna expect that person to be successful in life. You know what I'm saying? If you got no one there to support you, how are you gonna be successful? So if this board can't help players and develop into something good, then why are they here? Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no point. There's really no point.
What do you think the standard should be? The bare minimum. Yeah.
Bare minimum. Every team in the Prem has to be in a stadium at least. Like have seating.
Oh yes.
Have seating. That's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And then from there, like Eddie was saying, you have to have, and Glenn was saying just now as well, the camera angles. Yeah. Like if you see my tape as well, my tape was what? Last year I played about 4 or 5 games. Obviously the season got cut short, but some of the things that I did and some of the things that Timmy did and Chad did were really, like, they were cold. They were sick. Like against teams like Warriors, Olympians and this and the other, and Gabs as well. But because the camera angles are so trash, it looks like we're just mediocre athletes. And I went to Sweden and I was really trying to explain to them, like, we're not mediocre. And obviously Glenn's name rings out in Europe. So when I went out there and like there was like, oh, did you play with Glenn? And I was like, yeah, I'm like Glenn's younger bro, this and the other. And it was like, oh, and they just ask you questions about Britball and everything, Britball, and like you can hear the way they talk about it, they just don't rate it. They do not rate it, and mainly because of the camera angle. So the bare minimum is have 3 different angles of camera, like camera angles, like one bird's eye view, wide and tight, and the stadium, like a little stadium, like something where it can seat like 200, 300 people. You know what I'm saying?
Because you look at soccer, and I hate using that word, but I'm gonna have to use it for this. And Sunday league teams, and if they ain't got a proper home ground with,
they don't get fans.
No, not even that. They can't play.
You can't play.
Oh really?
Yeah, they can't play. So say they're in a lower division. Yeah, if they're in a lower division, and they say they had a park team, for instance, and in the lower division they're playing in the park, and then you get promoted to a Premier Division.
Yeah.
If they haven't got a stadium that's suitable,
you can't, innit?
They can't get promoted.
Yeah,
oh, mad.
That's mad.
And you look at that as a governing body, and there's no money in BAFA, but just because there's no money doesn't mean there shouldn't be a standard.
Yeah.
And the standard is exactly what you're saying, because the average BAFA watcher is a dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like no one's really looking to see. And as you said at the beginning of the pod, you say that you play American football in Britain and everyone's still shocked. It's like, you've been playing American football in Britain for the past 40 years. How can you not know? How can someone not know?
No, it's crazy though. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
because it's true. Past 40 years, and like I was looking at my uncle and like my he's a family friend. You know, Victor from London
Victor
Ravens. Yeah, Victor, Uncle Vic. And like I was looking at their games and like the Budweiser Bowl.
The stadiums were packed.
Stadiums pack out. Wembley Stadium, you know, back then. Like, I'm struggling to understand why we can't even fill out
what happened.
Yeah, like what happened in between the late
90s
and 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happened?
Look at last year's German Bowl.
Not even that.
Look at the German Bowl. How packed the stadium was.
Not even that. Yeah, and this is what I've said in earlier pods. We're in a social media era.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Back then they weren't. So how has the decrease
happened
so badly?
Like you see LeVar Ball and everything, like obviously his sons are all in the NBA now, but the brother played over here. You know what I'm saying, for London Monarchs, and that's a big thing. Like people don't understand. That's a big thing. So if you can just like, alright, cool. It might be like obviously in Jamaica we call it beg friend. We now beg no friend. But if you use that and say, well, we had this and that, we had these type of players. Exactly. We had Victor Mohammed. We had Neo. We had all these other players.
Sean Payton.
What exactly? Sean Sean Payton from the Saints, and you're telling me the sport that he played over here or he was involved with over here is trash, is not looked at, is diminishing, like, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes you'd wake up and if you didn't have the will to play, you're not going to training. You're not jumping on the Victoria line or whatever to go to training, this and the other. Obviously I did, I loved it. I love seeing Glenn, I love seeing all my boys and training, but some people weren't. And there's some real ballers out there that could have really gone to places that I've played with that were way better than me. Trust me, like I played with some ballers that, like one boy called Joe, athlete, and like he just said, well, there's nothing in it. And I don't blame him. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame him.
Quickly before we wrap up, and I want a short, definitive answer. What do BAFA need to do, Glenn?
I don't know, man. Just because like it's a new board, it's like, and I feel like the new board like has a lot more potential, like to do better than like what like the board in the past has done. But like I'm kind of excited to see like where it goes, and like I'd love to be like a part of that and see like the younger lot who have like exposure to American football earlier and see like how BAFA could help them play. But I don't know, like I guess we need to see like what they propose first and like see if that like it makes sense and if like it seems like a suitable plan. So yeah, I don't know.
Cool. Aaron, what about you? What do you think?
Just do better, innit? Like you man say, just do better. Literally, just do better than the last person and step up, which I think they will, hopefully.
Cool. One other question for both of you. If tomorrow they said flag American football is going to be an Olympic sport.
It is, isn't it?
Not yet, yeah. Would you play for GB?
Flag American football. What? Yeah.
Olympics. 100%.
Yeah.
Flag is taking off here though.
Yeah.
Like flag is doing well here.
Yeah. I definitely
like
would.
Guys like Kenny and stuff like that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah.
Are doing like really good with flag. I think I'd play flag. I mean, not now, not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
I want to go and play in the CFL, but if like Like after I retire, I think I'd be more inclined to play flag than like to come and play like 11 aside, like I did football. Yeah,
cool,
100%.
So I think it's clear to see that, you know, everyone's waiting for this new board to do something.
Yeah.
So again, as I said, this is another disclaimer. I'm not bashing the new board because they haven't had enough time, and it would be very unfair for me to do so. Yeah. But what I will say is that make sure you're transparent with what you do, and make sure that when you do it, you're involving people like Glenn. You're involving people like Aaron. You're involving people that have gone overseas and know what it's like on the other side, so that their knowledge and talent can be brought over here to encourage the youth. That's what I'm going to say. 100%. Thank you for listening. We appreciate you guys for coming on as usual.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us,
it's
man.
It's all good. Bronze Bomber, you know how the thing's set, bro. Thank you for listening, everyone. Follow us on all socials at X's and O's Team. That's YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Everything, every social you can think of is at X's and O's Team. Thank you for listening, and peace.
Peace.